here ready to deter the speedlings, and they are just going to opt to go down and try to do as much damage to this hatchery as possible. No, instead going to reinforce the base, because there is a serious amount of damage happening right here in the Zerg main, and this could be the game for a Zerg player as he has lost his expansion. Most of his drones has so many speedlings, but the Protoss player is such a nice army composition of Stalkers and Zealots. The Stalkers, of course, getting surrounded, and it just might look with those Zergling reinforcements that the Protoss player might have to lose these units and start all over again. And yes, the Zerg somehow, some way manages to defend such an enormous push, losing a hatchery, but in return the Protoss player has lost his entire economy. He has just these few probes mining at the almost mined out natural, and the Zerg player has just these few drones and is now rebuilding the hatchery. I would have to say that the Protoss player came out on top in that battle. The Protoss player right now, Itchebobo, is preventing the Zerg player from getting any form of higher tech units, such as the Spire, as of course TheAfro now has to compensate for all of the lost drones, the huge hit to his economy. Of course, Zerg able to drone up so quickly and effectively, sitting at 20 drones right now. The Protoss player chrono boosting his Nexus, trying to get his economy going as well. Both players taking a huge hit from those last battles. Very smart of TheAfro not to pull back his Zerglings immediately, however, as it would definitely have been a different battle now, or a different game now, if Itchebobo had been able to keep his economy steady. So very smart decision making by TheAfro to take down the Protoss economy instead of rushing his Zerglings back immediately to help defend his own base, and he returned them just in time to prevent a devastating climactic amount of damage to his base, although both players seemingly needed to restart building everything, although the Protoss player right now sitting at quite a sizable army actually, and look at all of these Zealots. Really good decision considering how many speedlings there are that he has to contend with. Oh, and he's gonna miss these speedlings again, and we're just gonna run by. And oh no, are we gonna see a repeat of what just happened? No, the Protoss player catches it just in time, manages to warp in units, and the nick of time. But the speedlings still gonna get a lot of free kills right here on all these probes, and the Zealots coming out to do as much defense as possible. But the speedlings get through in the end, and they're going to be going all the way up to try to see if they can do a lot of hurt on the Protoss economy for a second time, and this will mean a lot for the Zerg player, who knows that he is behind, and the Zealots hurrying to defend. But oh, the Protoss players lost so many probes. He's still sitting at 22 compared to the Zerg's 28, as the Zerg player, TheAfro, is focusing so much on building some units, on building some overlords. But it looks like the Protoss player, Itchebobo, has been able to defend the majority of his economy, taking only a minute hit from all those Zerglings. And during that battle, it would appear that these two roaches here have actually broken down Itchebobo's wall. So this, right now, is a direct... Oh my god, and the Zerglings are just able to get inside without any type of hassle. Itchebobo realizing this and exclaiming quite profoundly that he's frustrated with the Zerg player, who's really just using every single avenue to his advantage. And of course the economy going down again for the Protoss player Itchebobo, but instead he's opting to push out. He wants to end it now. He is frustrated with the Zergling harass, and he's going to see how much damage he can do here. But there are a lot of roaches for TheAfro, and absolutely no robo for Itchebobo to help contend with all of these roaches, of course doing so much damage to the slow-moving Zealots. And now the Speedlings coming in from behind, hoping to take out the Stalkers. And it looks like TheAfro is going to defend his base quite easily. Yes, losing almost no roaches in that battle, and the Protoss player Itchebobo really has to back off now and try to defend both openings now to his main and his natural, as this wall coming down is a huge advantage for TheAfro. Moving some units over here to make sure that there are no more Zergling run-bys, as Itchebobo can really not contend with another lost to his economy, and the Zerglings still managed to get through, but only realized there's not that many probes to take care of in the main. And the units now for Protoss player actually not moving out through, or no, they were coming in from the side. My bad, I was not paying attention to the minimap, and they are most definitely going to be able to deal with all of these speedlings who tried to take down that robotics facility. Would have been a really big advantage if they were able to. And I love this wall off by Itchebobo, really securing his natural expansion from any further harassment, as that is his only source of income right now. And the same goes for our Zerg player, TheAfro, who is only mining off of his natural. It's not a position that you want to be in as a Zerg player. You really need to be able to outmass your opponent, and right now as it stands, TheAfro is not being able to do that, as he is only on one base, just like Itchebobo. If we look at our units tab, there are 36 drones to 22 probes, but that's a lot of oversaturation for this natural expansion. Look at all those drones just coming to help out, and wow, that is an oversaturated base. And of course these speedlings now looking, or sorry, roaches looking to take care of these rocks so that the Zerg player, TheAfro, can take a third expansion and get ahead economically. Right now, 2 evolution chambers here, researching +1 attack and +1 armor for the Zerg player. Very essential upgrades, especially as we're now sitting at the 23-minute mark of the game. So definitely wants to get a bonus attack and defense. And I love this pylon placement again by Itchebobo, preventing TheAfro from getting a free entrance, and he's going to have to be really careful because there is a Protoss army coming up from behind, and is he going to be able to force field him inside? Oh, just missed! And the Zerg player is going to get away, just hiding behind this brush over here, and the Protoss player opting to go back, and a few speedlings getting by might do a little bit of damage. They do not manage... Oh, just that one probe was about to lose his life and managed to hide inside of the assimilator. So very lucky for him that that structure can disguise him for a few seconds. Only now a forge going up for our Protoss player, who's going to be trying to keep up with upgrades. Of course, +1 attack and +1 armor for a Zerg player. TheAfro is almost complete. This double evolution chamber, of course, being very highly favored by Zerg players now, who are able to get both upgrades at the exact same time, which is, of course, of huge benefit when it comes to being able to take out your opponent with even like lesser powerful units, cheaper units, and still being able to use them effectively. Now, pretty big push coming here from Itchebobo, hoping to end it now. We're sitting at 25 minutes, and he is getting afraid that this new expansion, the gold expansion, which he has not yet scouted, but I'm sure he is making the assumption that some sort of additional economy is flowing to the Zerg. He wants to end this now before the Zerg player can get too ahead. And this push is probably going to be the final battle, the deciding battle between the two players. A massive army, and look at the patience by TheAfro, spreading out his units very, very smartly. He's going to wait for the exact right moment to counterattack. He does not want to overextend himself. And Itchebobo right now doing the same thing, making sure that his army has hit critical mass, and that's a lot of stalkers. And he's going to move in now, backing up the roaches. The spine crawler going to get in there, and a few roaches going to move up. Beautiful force field's going to block the rest of these roaches from getting into the battle, and all these speedlings are going to go down. And look at that, beautiful Guardian Shield, beautiful shields. This is really exactly what you need as a Protoss player when going up against a Zerg who has better upgrades than you, blocking off the ramp to prevent any sort of reinforcements coming in for the Zerg player. He's going to be taking down the spine crawler, he's going to be taking down these additional roaches, pulling off all the drones. Look at how many there are. I have no idea how many there are. There are 44 drones attacking, and will it be enough to push back the Protoss army? No, I do not think so. There are just simply too many stalkers. Too many zealots coming in right now, and oh, he's going to put them back to the mineral line, losing considerable amounts. There are 30 speedlings on the production tab right now. Will it be enough to stop this push? There are not that many units left over. The drones have done the damage, but the Protoss player Itchebobo has also delivered such an economic blow to our Zerg player. I don't think there's any way TheAfro can come back from this economic disadvantage. And there it is. Good job, and the GG by TheAfro. That was an intense game. TheAfro doing such a good job keeping the economic, or the probe and the mineral lines basically in constant fear for Itchebobo, as he kept on having to run his units back and building pylons to block off the rocks, and basically losing all of his probes several times. And I definitely have to say the deciding factor in this game was that Itchebobo was able to do a considerable amount of damage on the Zerg economy at the same time. If he had not done that, this game would be over a lot sooner. There would be Mutalisks out. They're currently discussing that right now, how Mutalisk could have been the game changer. But Itchebobo played a very solid game, kept his cool, and won this exciting match against TheAfro. So, thank you guys for watching. My name is Nirano once again, and you guys will be seeing a lot of games from the Concordia Starcraft community. I am a new member, which is why I'm casting so many. Also, stay tuned for lots of tournaments. I will be announcing them in future casts. But, thanks for watching once again, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.